Welcome everyone to the Avengenerds podcast, where we're talking Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm the host Torn, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
Yo.
Today we'll be talking about more unpopular comic book movie opinions and the news of the week. Every time goes in the show notes if you want to jump around. With that, here's Peyton with the news.
Hey everyone. It's been a while. Yeah, sorry we haven't been here for like 2 weeks. And then the episode we did before that, it was another 2-week break. Circumstances, man. Specifically heating issues, or cooling issues, I should say.
Yeah, lots of house issues on our ends, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's nice being a partial homeowner or like living in a home, you know?
Yeah.
Don't ever want to fucking do that shit. I'm not buying a house.
Why not?
Dude, needs to, like... Huh?
You gotta rent.
Yeah, I'm gonna start renting. Cause dude, like literally this past week, it just put into perspective of like how much money goes into like owning a home.
Oh yeah.
And it's even more money when things break. I mean, obviously that is the most obvious thing, but it's like I have no problem like living in a loft for like the rest of my life, or like some apartment that has like some form of like rent control or something like that.
Yeah, so the landlord and shit could take care of those issues.
Yeah, so I could fucking like, I mean, granted, you know, people like live in apartments and like those things don't get handled like very well, but that's when I can just put the pressure on them by just being like, hey, like, if you don't do this, I will get the law involved. So whatever.
Yeah, and it always feels like with a house, like something breaks, you fix it, and then something else breaks. And it's like, well, it's just a constant cycle.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now with our home, because our home is like a 40-year plus home, and you know, basically our water heater was broken, got it fixed, but like a part of our roof is like messed up, so we gotta get that fixed. But on top of that, because we had a water heater leak, we had to call a water restoration company. But on top of that, we gotta call another company to fix the insulation and a general contractor. And yeah, it piles up.
Yeah, so your shit ain't really even done.
No, it's not. Like I still have like, you know, like holes in the walls that the water restoration company did, and we gotta call like a couple people for that, and it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's not even with a house either. Like the car trouble, like my mom's front axle was like busted, so like the car wasn't it wasn't driving right essentially, so she got that fixed, and then a day later she got a flat tire.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like we had to, like, because our house was built in the 70s, and I don't even know when the air conditioning unit got put in, but like we've constantly had AC issues, but it came to a head this year. We had to get a new unit for our downstairs, and for upstairs we had to get an entirely new unit for that too, and a new furnace. And that was ridiculously expensive. Cool air, thousands of dollars.
Yeah, just needing to have cool air in your house. Might as well just wait for winter at that point or some shit.
Yeah, it's rough out here.
It is. Literally can't have shit.
Yeah. We're back for now.
Yeah, we're back for now.
Until something breaks again. But yeah, let's get into the news. Because we haven't been here for 2 weeks, we got some stuff that's piled up. But I chose probably the biggest piece of news, and I left out some of the tertiary stuff that like filming dates and stuff like that. But starting off with some sad news: James Earl Jones passed away.
Yeah, really, really upsetting.
Devastating. I mean, it's one of those things. Like you don't even gotta like name the stuff he's been in. Like, you know, it's James Earl Jones. He's a legend. But yeah, he's one of those guys. He was like Betty White for me. It's like, these people should be invincible, and then when they die, it's like, fuck. Mortality.
really, really, and like really just, it's sad, but also I look into it to where like they lived like a great life and a very eventful life to where they are literally like their status is like immeasurable to a point, you know?
Yeah, just what an outstanding career.
Like he literally voices like one of, if not the best villain in like pop culture history, in media actually.
And move on. Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
What the fuck just happened?
What?
My fucking power shut out.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way, dude.
Oh no. That's ridiculous timing. That's ridiculous. Yeah, things are going wrong. Ooh, maybe hopefully nothing else breaks. Power goes out. Fucking Jesus. All right, what were we talking about? James Earl Jones? Yeah, he's in the Sandlot too. Now my computer's giving me notifications. I hate it here. Okay, James Earl Jones, legend. I can't believe the power went out where we're talking about James Earl Jones. That's pretty fucked up. That's not cool. But I guess we'll move on. Let's go into some DC news. We got a lot of stuff here for some DC news. We got a lot of big stuff. So again, we haven't been here for a bit, but I'm still gonna give all the context and whatever, even though technically it's old. But according to Nexus Point News, Josh Brolin was reportedly offered the role of Hal Jordan in the Lantern series, and Jeff Snyder then corroborated it and added that Matthew McConaughey and Ewan McGregor were also in the mix for Hal Jordan if Josh Brolin declines. DCU Leaks and Daniel RPK also corroborated it and said although McConaughey isn't necessarily in the shortlist, he's not the next choice. It's actually Chris Pine, and Timothy Oliphant is also on the list. And then, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Josh Brolin did indeed pass on playing Hal Jordan in the Lantern series. So as of right now, we don't know who's going to play him, but it is pretty much, they're either looking at Ewan McGregor or Chris Pine. I think Ewan McGregor is their top choice currently. Josh Brolin would have been interesting though.
Ewan McGregor as Hal Jordan is absolutely insane.
Better or worse than Josh Brolin?
Oh, that's better than Josh Brolin. I don't want to see that nigga in shit.
Jeez. Why?
Well, I just don't want to see him as Hal Jordan. I want to see him as a different role.
Okay. I mean, yeah, people were mad about it. I'm like, I mean, they're going for an older Hal Jordan. I mean, I think he makes sense. I do think like a Chris Pine or a Ewan McGregor would be better though. Yeah.
Maybe even a Tom Cruise.
No.
Your favorite actor of all time.
Yeah, nah. I think I'm good on that. Do you think I wonder if James Gunn is like, we're not doing Tom Cruise specifically for that reason because everyone wants Tom Cruise.
Fucking just get a lot of Top Gun references.
Ridiculous. I mean, would he be a good Hal Jordan? Yes, but I don't want to see him. How can one man be so garbage and yet make such great movies? What a world we live in. But yeah, Ewan McGregor I think would be a decent choice. If it is Ewan McGregor, it's going to be weird seeing him just doing an American accent. Like I know we've seen him do it in Birds of Prey. Oh, that's 2 DC movies actually. That's kind of crazy. He's going to be 2 DC characters. Imagine being Black Mask and Green Lantern. The range on that, man. But yeah, I mean, whoever they choose, I'm going to be on board with because I mean, James Gunn don't miss. But according to comicbook.com, a script for Constantine 2 is now finished. It apparently is going to be very R-rated, and Keanu Reeves will return to star with Francis Lawrence directing. Now, you've seen Constantine, yes?
Yes, I have.
You excited for Constantine Dose?
I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm open to it.
Why? Because you hated Constantine?
I didn't hate Constantine. I just don't think Keanu works that well as Constantine.
You don't. Well, yeah.
least the
Well, yeah.
Constantine we gotta know.
You're right. He does. I mean, for the Constantine that we know, yes. But I mean,
I genuinely think this, like, the story that, you know, from the movie in 2004, that was solid. Like that was solid from him. I don't like the way that some of the script was written and what happens, but it's not Keanu's fault. But
yeah, but he's also miscast. But I guess for what they were going for, technically he's not miscast. Whatever. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say. But anyway, Torn, you're not going to believe this, but Mick Giacchino composed the score for The Penguin, and he's the son of Michael Giacchino, who of course composed The Batman. Here at the Avengenerds podcast, we love nepotism. Now, I have watched the first episode of The Penguin, and let me say, it could have been Michael Giacchino. You wouldn't be able to tell. It does start off with the Batman score, the da 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 da. Speaking of which, why the fuck you haven't seen The Penguin yet, bro? Get on that shit. That shit fire. That shit was heat.
I'll watch it soon.
Will you though?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine we're probably gonna do like a double review when it's all over and done with, because The Penguin and Agatha wrap up around the same time. But Kristen Milioti, I think I'm pronouncing her name right. I'm actually not sure. Who is playing? Who the fuck is she playing? What's her name? Falcone? Sophia Falcone. Do you say Falcone or Falcone?
I say Falcone.
I say Falcone, but everyone says Falcone. I'm like, Falcone sounds more Bob Bossy to me.
I mean, a name like Falcone is just, I mean, the way it's spelled is mob boss worthy.
Hey,
I mean, I guess it just differs on the person.
I'm Mr. Falcone, yes, the Falcone family.
Well, how do they say it in the Batman universe?
I think they say it both ways.
Yeah, so
I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, her as Sophia Falcone, fucking impeccable performance. It's only the first episode and I'm like, oh my god, she is incredible. Like she's really good in everything I've seen her in. I think the most recent thing I've seen her in was Palm Springs, I think. But yeah, her performance in this was fantastic. She's batshit in this. How do I explain? Because you haven't seen it. She gives off like she's clearly like very intelligent, but she's also insane. It's just a fantastic performance, and I wouldn't be surprised if she gets an Emmy nomination for it because it's just spectacular. But yeah, you got to get on that Penguin shit, bro. You got to get on the Penguin shit. He's just a cutie patootie in it, bro. Penguin's just a cutie patootie. He's just waddling around with his fucking peg leg. It's adorable. But speaking of the Batman, Matt Reeves gave the first details on the Batman Part 2. He said, quote, "It's going to dig into the epic story about deeper corruption, and it goes into places he couldn't even anticipate in the first one." Matt Reeves went on to say that the Batman universe might push to the edge of fantastical, but we would never go into full fantastical. He said, quote, "What was important to me was to find a way to take these pop icons, these mythic characters that everybody knows, and translate it so that Gotham feels like a place in our world." Now, I'm gonna get more into this when we get into the topic, but a lot of people, there's a big debate going on right now, like, oh, what should Batman be? Should he be dark and grounded? Should he be more fantastical, etc.? Ultimately, I think it's fine. We're getting a fantastical Batman in the DCU. So for the Batman universe to be that dark and grounded version, I don't really see an issue with. But a lot of people say it's like, you know, it chokeholds the creativity of the character and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna bring that up more during the topic. But the whole like we want to make it grounded, like it takes place in our world. I mean, we got that with Nolan's Batman. Like, it's not like, there's definitely heightened elements to that 100%. And I still don't really know which universe feels more grounded. Like, technically, the Batman has like less high-tech stuff. I don't know. But yeah, people are bad about that, but it is what it is. We're getting 2 versions anyway, so who cares? And then moving on to some Marvel news, we got the trailer for Venom 3, which usually I wouldn't really include subsequent trailers for films unless it gives us like new information. And in this case, we got the first look at Knull, who is going to appear in Venom 3, which, I mean, I'm so excited to see Sony just screw up Knull too, just like everything else they've touched.
Oh my god. Like, it's crazy that they're even going that far as like Knull.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see how they do them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they're doing Knull in what they're saying is the last Venom movie. So I saw a lot of, or some people confused, and it's like, I know we're fucking losers about this, but god damn, you think people would figure it out at some point, but people are like, man, I can't believe they're doing this. I wonder how this seems like they're gonna mess up the MCU. I'm like, they don't have rights to Knull. It's disconnected. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine because they're gonna fuck up Knull, but it's fine. But next up, Marvel Studios are reportedly considering canceling and scrapping either Armor Wars or Blade, but not both. No one's sure which yet. Apparently, they're going to come to a decision within like a week or two. If this rumor is true, that is. Hopefully, it's Armor Wars. Respectfully.
That's what I'm saying. Get that Armor Wars shit out of here.
Like,
stop wasting fucking Mahershala Ali's time. Pay him fucking double. Finish the fucking script. Find a fucking director and get the shit rolling. It's not that fucking hard.
Even if they do get it, like if they eventually get the Blade movie off the ground, but like Mahershala Ali is all of a sudden not interested because of the tumultuous development and they have to recast, I'm gonna be fucking devastated. He's literally
fucking devastated too.
He's literally the perfect choice for a modern Blade.
Yes, he is.
God, I hate it here. If they cancel Blade, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I will genuinely fucking just crash out, dude. I'll go to lengths to make sure that Blade movie gets off the ground. I'll do anything.
Like, we're generally pretty positive about the MCU more than other people, but like, they cancel Blade, I'm going straight to Feige.
I will fucking start hating hardcore.
We're jumping on the bandwagon if they cancel Blade. Maybe it is the MCU.
Yeah. Watch me become a freaking alt-right grifter for the MCU.
But this is according to Daniel RPK. The current treatment for the X-Men movie reboot for the MCU does not include Wolverine at all. The rest of the team is similar to the X-Men 97 cartoon in some extras, but no Wolverine, as Hugh Jackman is staying on for now, probably even after Secret Wars.
Oh my fucking god.
No thank you. I mean, I'm fine with no Wolverine in the X-Men team.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
To be clear, because there's some fucking idiots. They're like, oh, no one's going to watch it without Wolverine. Shut the fuck up. Wolverine is not the end all be all. That being said, after Secret Wars, Hugh Jackman's done. Let's not. Can we not? It's done. It's over. Like, let's not. I'm happy that he's back, but let's not push it. This is according to Jeff Snyder. And also, again, because we're late, but Jeff Snyder said Sony reportedly scrapped most of Beyond the Spider-Verse for creative reasons and that the film is unlikely to release before 2027. But then Spider-Verse composer Daniel Pemberton seemingly debunked the reports about Beyond the Spider-Verse, saying, would you ever believe there could sometimes be stuff on the internet that might not always be particularly accurate? So that was a roller coaster of a day when that happened. We're like, oh no, we're never getting this movie. So, oh, we're fine. Everything's fine. But I don't know. He's the composer, so maybe there's stuff going on behind the scenes that he doesn't know about. But also, I would rather believe that, nothing's wrong than believing that most of it's scrapped. And then we have some very exciting but also slightly concerning Spider-Man 4 news. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton is set to direct Spider-Man 4. Off rip.
Fuck yeah.
We won. Even if it's full multiverse, which will suck, like, at least the action is going to be fucking top notch, but according to Deadline, Tom Holland and Zendaya are both working on new deals to return for Spider-Man 4. Hopefully Tom Holland maybe has some leverage there and be like, hey, if we're doing the multiversal shit, maybe I'm, either I'm out or pay me double. He should be getting that RDJ money.
Yeah, no, give Tom Holland $90 million to start like 4 new Spider-Man films. Do it. Yeah.
Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, who wrote the previous 3 Spider-Man films, are returning to write the script. And according to the Cosmic Circus, and Can We Get Some Toast, they, again, this is from Scooper, so it's more of a rumor. Spider-Man 4 will reportedly feature a street level story, but will have some multiversal elements. What does that mean? Who knows? Literally, who knows? But I mean, I don't know what that can mean. I literally don't know what that can mean. I'm trying to think, as like a street level story, but there was also rumors that, like, because the idea was that Daredevil was going to be in and they were going to team up or whatever, but now that might not be happening, but it's still going to be street level, but it's also going to have some multiversal elements. But what multiversal elements can you do? Is it going to be integral to the main plot? Is it going to be a tease? Like, what's the deal?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but at least we got Destin Daniel Cretton as director. A lot of people are worried about the future of Shang-Chi 2 now, but he's not doing the Kang Dynasty anymore, so I think we're fine. I think Shang-Chi 2 is going to be fine. Were we going to get a 10 ring series? That just popped up in my head. I swear to God, we were going to get a 10 ring series.
Yeah, it was going to be like a 10 ring series, and it was going to be like Shang-Chi's sister.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Fuck am I know.
I don't know either. Anyway, that's it for the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic. Hopefully the power doesn't cut out again. Which is, unpopular opinions and comic book movies and stuff. Why don't you start us off?
Okay. So few of these are not mine, and a few of these I want to talk about. This one's mine. This is like my personal opinion. Endgame is not a top 5 MCU movie.
Yeah, all right.
It's fucking not, dude.
Okay. Thank you everyone for listening to the Adventures Podcast. You want to follow us? You know how I said that, like, if stuff goes wrong and like maybe we'll see everyone next week if something happens. I don't think we'll see them again ever.
Wow.
Because it's a top 5 MCU film, and I think you're ridiculous for saying
it is not a top 5 MCU film.
It absolutely is, and I think you're insane. So
I'm not insane. Definitely when more movies comes out, it probably won't even be top 10.
Okay, man.
It's barely in my top 10 for sure. Bro, why are you getting so mad, bro?
Because it's a phenomenal movie and it's on par with Infinity War.
Phenomenal. That's a stretch.
What do you mean that's a stretch?
That is a stretch beyond belief,
I can't tell when you're fucking with me. I can't tell when you're fucking with me.
Stretching beyond fucking Reed Richards can handle, bro. I just personally think there's a lot more movies that are better and are way more enjoyable than Endgame.
Yeah, I just don't see how that's possible.
Don't see how that's possible. You see me tell me Ragnarok is not better than Endgame?
Yes.
Of course it is. Yes, Ragnarok is better than Endgame.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, bro.
Not.
Well, the Winter Soldier is better than Endgame. Trust me, bro. Shang-Chi.
Is it a better film? Probably. I don't think it's more entertaining.
You don't think the Winter Soldier is more entertaining than Endgame?
Yeah.
Well, then yeah, I should know how you are about the Winter Soldier. No Way Home is better than Endgame.
I enjoy it more than Endgame. I don't think it's better than Endgame, no.
I think it's better than Endgame.
No. If we're as much as I hate the objectivity stuff, come on. No Way Home's kind of a mess.
Yeah, no, for sure. So better though.
No.
Endgame is fucking shit.
Okay, man.
Infinity War is better than Endgame. I'll die on that fucking hill.
Well, that's a cold take.
Yeah, because it's fucking true. Because Endgame's fucking shit.
Okay.
No, it's not shit, but it's not a top 5 MCU film.
It is though.
Fucking nah, dude.
It is. I will say it's not top 3.
It's not top 3?
No.
Definitely
for me,
top
I'm looking
3.
at my list right now. It's literally number 5 for me.
Hey man, I think you should put that shit a little lower. I'd even fucking go and say Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness is better than Endgame for sure.
Oh my god. You know what I have below Endgame?
The first Avengers?
No, that's above Endgame actually.
As it should be. What is it?
Guardians 3.
Damn. Move that shit up.
No.
I didn't even say Iron Man 2 is better than Endgame.
Well,
bro.
do you want to segue? Because one of mine is Guardians 3 is overrated, and it's the worst Guardians film.
Think so?
No, I made that up. No, I'm lying. I can't. I can't keep that up. I'm sorry.
Oh shit, dude. We're there for a second.
No, that shit's a masterpiece. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, that is.
So is Endgame though. So.
Masterpiece. That's kind of crazy.
Yep.
I'd even say The Dark Knight Rises is better than Endgame.
There's literally nothing wrong with Endgame.
There is one thing that's wrong with Endgame.
Which is?
You know what scene I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
I think the scene where Hulk uses the gauntlet and gets damaged by it is one of the worst things that could happen to the character.
That's the one scene out of all the scenes in the film, you could have chosen the Fortnite bit.
Nah, dude. The Fortnite bit's fucking crazy.
You could have chosen the Fortnite bit. You could have chosen how they depicted depression.
The Fortnite bit is probably one of the best scenes of all film history.
You could have chosen how Cap abandoned Bucky. Because
Cap did abandon Bucky, yeah,
because he's not gay for him.
Keep adding more reasons that I don't like the movie.
You could have chosen how Spider-Man is in the movie, and that's garbage because it should have been Toby.
I think the one scene that I don't like is.
You can't even think of a scene. It's not even a real unpopular opinion. You're just saying shit. Dude,
if I say it, I'm gonna get canceled.
Oh, okay. It's not. Got it. Okay. Now I know this. Now I understand the scene. And here's my thing with that, right? I don't give a fuck if it's contrived. All the team up shots are contrived. Who cares? The one in Age of Ultron is contrived. They're all standing in a circle in the first Avengers movie. That's contrived. Right, why aren't they fighting all the aliens? They're standing in a circle.
You right.
But all the women can't get together for a couple seconds?
No.
Give me a break.
No, I'm gonna get too hard.
Jesus.
No, I'm kidding. That was a pretty hard scene. Captain Marvel goes hard in that movie. But yeah, no, I don't.
Not
think
her
it's
hair though. Am I right?
Boom! Fuck out of here. She paid $100 to her stylist.
I actually don't hate her hair in that.
It's all right. I mean, I just think in the comics it looks better.
Yeah, it doesn't translate as well, but I don't think it's as bad as people say. Oh, the worst part of Endgame is Hawkeye's hair.
Oh yeah, no.
But that's it.
And you got that nice ass sleeve.
Oh, some people are mad that Joe Russo plays the first canonically gay character, blah 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 blah. Even though technically Valkyrie, but whatever.
Yeah. What's your number 2? Or what's your number 1? Sorry.
Can't believe you chose a fake unpopular opinion.
A fake unpopular opinion? I just don't think it's top 5.
That doesn't make any sense though. You have no reasoning.
I have no reasoning. I literally just said a lot of films are a lot more enjoyable and I like better than the Endgame.
When's the last time you saw Endgame?
When I was doing my MCU marathon. It's like a couple years ago.
That's cap. All right,
so that's cap.
So my next one is I talked to you a little bit. This is when I texted you this. This is when I was like, "Oh, we should do another unpopular opinion episode." The Logan, Jean, and Cyclops love triangle dynamic fucking sucks, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I think it's unnecessary and annoying and bad in any medium. I think it's bad in the cartoon. I think it's bad in the movies. I think it's bad in the comics. It should end.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know they're like a throuple or whatever. No, just stop it. Maybe Wolverine shouldn't just be going after, like, in my opinion, it's a Wolverine thing. It's a Wolverine thing. He should fucking ease up.
Yeah, I definitely
fucking
agree
freak.
with that, because the thing, like, the reason why, like, that happens or whatever, because obviously, you know, Jean is the one that can, like, emotionally and mentally, like, fix Wolverine temporarily or whatever, so she can understand, like, his troubles, because, like, obviously she can fucking read thoughts. But with Scott, it's like, you know, it's kind of like more of like a, I would say, more human thing. I don't know. But I definitely agree that I mean, it doesn't bother me as much as it does you. But I definitely agree that it's a thing where, like, Wolverine should be with, like, other people. Or, I mean, he has been with other people, fucking hell. But I think Wolverine should go for Storm.
Absolutely.
In some cases.
Literally anyone else.
Hell, he should go with fucking Forget Me Not, bro. You know?
Should go with Magneto.
I don't know.
Man, every time I see it, I'm like, get over it, bro. She's with someone else. Like, I just feel like when you see all the other stuff that Wolverine does and how he acts and behaves and whatever, like, yeah, he's animalistic, but when it comes to people he likes and respects, he's chill. So I feel like it's just something that they did initially, and they feel like they have to keep it going because now it's like integral to the character. But I feel like current Wolverine, I feel like that is out of character. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like he wouldn't do that.
Yes.
Like having like a crush on Jean, like, like, sure, that's completely fine with. But, like, the fact that he just keeps going, and he's like having dreams about her and shit, and he's imagining her and search. What is happening? Should I do another one? Since I technically have more. It's also another Wolverine thing too.
I have another Wolverine thing too.
Oh,
go for it.
Mine is it's a little bit of a quick one, and I think this is an unpopular opinion that's becoming less unpopular as time goes on, but I'm still gonna say it anyway. Wolverine and I guess in tandem, Hugh Jackman's body type in X-Men 1 and 2 is better than the super shredded cut abs, dehydrated and shit. The bulkier, hairier look is so much better. Anytime I see X-Men 1 and 2, I'm like, that is so much more Wolverine than he is now. I mean, he's still perfect, but, like, that look, come on.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It also goes more with, like, you know, the comic Wolverine. I mean, comic Wolverine has, like, abs and shit like that too, but I definitely agree with I guess, like, in a sense, like, when you put on, like, the suit, or, like, if you were to imagine, like, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and, like, X-Men 1 and 2 with, like, a comic accurate suit, I guess that would definitely, like, work.
Oh, and he's, like, less hairy now. Why? I mean, I know why, but,
yeah,
like,
that I definitely understand.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He should be bigger, but not bulkier or bigger. He just should be, just put more weight on, man. Drink more water.
Since we're shitting on Wolverine, I'll say my next Wolverine one. Wolverine should not be the face of the X-Men, and I'm very fine with him not being part of the team for, like, a long time.
I'm okay with him. Okay, well, I'm okay with him being the face of the X-Men in the sense of, like, general audiences and how they see X-Men, but I don't like it when he's, like, the leader.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Like, when it comes to, like, Wolverine, like, I, of course, you know, with X-Men 97 coming out, Cyclops being a leader was like fucking amazing, and like that's exactly how it should be. But yeah, I'm very much fine. And in terms of like later, like when you said that, like, yeah, like, you know, the X-Men reboot would not have like Wolverine in it, I am like perfectly fine with actually not even seeing him yet for like a couple movies, because I think when it comes to the X-Men, there's the roster is so massive that they can do any like team up and it will be just as good. Like you can do like the fucking OG team up with like Angel, Beast, and Cyclops and Jean or whatever.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the X-Men. Like to just have the same characters over and over again, I think is what led to the movie's downfall.
Yeah,
you gotta there's like 3 movies with Jubilee in it, and they never actually use her, and she's such a great character. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, imagine getting cast as like one of like you know like a great like role for like an X-Men movie. You just never get fucking used. You're just there to like show up on set for like what, maybe like a couple of hours, maybe maybe like a couple of like long days. You're not even used at all. But yeah, pretty much it. Yeah, just wanted to go on another Wolverine thing.
But yeah, the face of the like X-Men as far as like popularity goes, like, yeah, I mean, X-Men's the most, or Wolverine's the most popular. I mean, that's fine. But in the movies, in the comics, in the shows, if he's leading, like Wolverine in the X-Men is a good cartoon, but like there's actual reason for him to be the leader in that. And even then I'm still like, good show though. But yeah, I guess I shall go next. Moving on from Wolverine. This we've talked about before in a way. We've talked about how The Dark Knight is overrated, etc. But I would say generally the Nolan Batman movies are just not aging well. Mostly outside of Batman Begins, because I think Batman Begins is still quite good, but every day that goes past, the more fucking ridiculous that voice is. And I know that's been talked to death, so I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here. But like, the best thing about Dark Knight is obviously Heath Ledger. Everything else is kind of boring. The fight scene's kind of mid, especially in Rises. And Rises just isn't that great to begin with. Batman Begins though, that's a movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Pretty interesting.
They're just not aging well.
I mean, I definitely understand that.
You know, it is aging well. The Batman.
Yes.
AKA Peak. When we first saw that movie, I was like, is it better than The Dark Knight? But now I'm like, it's better than The Dark Knight. I don't care.
It most definitely is. It has like literally a better Gotham. The fucking cinematography is amazing. The tone of it is great. Batman's an actual detective.
But he's not very good at it.
Yes.
He does a semi-stupid voice.
It's better than...
It is better than Nolan. Because Bale's like, swear to me. And Pattinson's like, swear to me. Swear to me.
I'm not the one wearing hockey pads.
I'm not the one wearing hockey pads. What have you done? What have you done? He loves doing a silly little voice. That fucking Mickey 17 trailer, bro.
It's peak.
The choices that man makes.
Everyone's like, when Robert Pattinson does a silly, goofy voice, I'm sad.
Literally.
Moving on. Oh, speaking of Batman.
Oh, God.
Batman content is too saturated. This is not mine. I wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
So it's funny. It's ironic as fuck because, like, you know, we have all this Batman shit coming out.
Yeah.
Batman 2 with Penguin. Fucking yeah. So
the other one, Cape Crusader.
Yeah, Cape Crusader as well. Or the Arkham Asylum show.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. Pretty much. Someone was like saying how like, yeah, like they feel like Batman as a character in mostly comics and I guess sometimes in media, that Batman shouldn't really be like a main character. I guess what I know what they're talking about with that, but I'm not entirely too sure. But as far as content, yeah, the person felt like Batman is getting like way too much content, and overall like becoming like very, very saturated in media. And I can kind of understand where they're coming from, because, you know, at least like when it comes to comics, not saying that DC isn't adapting like new people or like people that they should be adapting, but there has been like a very like recent surge of Batman comics, you know, just literally spiking and spiking. Like I think like there's a website or whatever where like it shows you which comics are like being made or whatever, and like all of it's just fucking Batman. And granted, Batman is a very popular character, you know, in terms of like Superman and Spider-Man. So I could definitely see where they're coming from with that.
Yeah, I definitely see where they're coming from. I can't speak to the comics necessarily, but Batman media is definitely way more abundant than any other DC property. And that is a shame, because there is such a plethora of DC characters that can be used and have incredible stories to tell. That being said, I still feel like there's a ton we still haven't seen with Batman in animation and live action. So it's not like it's not like there is too much. It's just that there's too much of the same.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, the whole argument right now is people are tired of seeing grounded Batman. They want to see more fantastical, and like we just talked about it like a minute ago of like, where would you even place fantastical Batman? Because, you know, we're thinking that the Batman, you know, while still being grounded, can take a grounded-esque fantastical approach. And like we were saying, hey, you know, with Gotham being flooded, there should be like Mr. Freeze or Killer Croc, hell, even like maybe even Clayface in the future. But I feel like also, since we're getting Batman in the DCU and James Gunn is a more fantastical, like he's a director that would be willing to take a fantastical approach to characters. And I think that's where the fantastical version can lie in. Because hell, I'd want to see like, you know, I'd want to see like Clayface, or like hell, I want to see like a Robin in Batman. We haven't gotten Robin in like fucking over 20 years, like in like live action.
And we've arguably never had a good Robin.
Yeah.
In the movies.
They keep giving him fucking bat nipples and shit.
Titans is fucking incredible, despite that show being ass.
God.
Might as well add on to this since we're talking about it. But one of the things that I was conflicted on, which is one of the ones I added, Nolan's Batman films, or more so the idea that Batman should be extremely grounded, has tainted the character's image and should be heightened in fighting villains like Clayface, Man-Bat, etc.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I definitely agree, but like I was talking about earlier, I think both have their place. So I think it is fantastic that we're seeing the Batman universe being that more grounded, you know, real world feel and vibe, whereas presumably with the DCU we're gonna get a much more heightened version of Batman. I still think they can make Clayface work in the Batman, but
yeah, I think so too. Like
Mr. Freeze,
Killer Croc.
Maybe not Killer Croc.
I like Killer Croc. He's such a big guy. He's just a little guy, bro. A little big guy.
Can bring back Tom Hardy for Bane. Oh, the Batman, you look different.
Ah, my nigga.
Your voice is different. It's less stupid. Mine's the same though. Why do you look like Edward? I'm Team Jacob. But yeah, I am conflicted on it because I do want more heightened Batman, because all we've gotten is grounded Batman. The closest we've gotten is Ben Affleck's Batman, and he's ass. So, it's a terrible universe and a terrible version of Batman. So, you know, we get a good version of that. But to the point you were talking about earlier, or that person was talking about earlier, how he's like, I guess it's not that he's like oversaturated, but that like he's in everything also. But like, it's like for the Justice League, like he should be a side character. Like I disagree with that pretty much entirely.
I'm not saying.
Well, I know you're not saying that.
Well, no. I think the person wasn't saying that he should be like kind of like a side character or like sidelined, but like, yeah, like I think he was just saying that like, yeah, like you shouldn't be like in everything as like a main character. Which like I said, I don't know what exactly he was talking about with like a main character thing, because the main character is kind of like different. I don't know, but that's just my take on it. I don't think he was saying that he should be sidelined at all or whatever.
Still, if like he's such an integral part of the Justice League, without him, the Justice League, in my opinion, are significantly less interesting. Because like in his own movies, it's one thing because he's on equal footing, but to have a character that is so behind everyone and yet at the same time so ahead of everyone is a fascinating dynamic. And I think just it adds so much more intrigue to the team. But yeah. Wait, is it my turn? My turn or your turn?
You I think it's your turn.
You know how I said we were going to do comic book stuff? Mm-hmm. I completely forgot I added this. This is the only non-comic book one, though, that I have. And I'm not afraid to say it. I'm tired of pretending. I like Awkwafina. There, I said it.
You like Awkwafina?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with her. Hashtag Awkwafina's cool.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. I'm more like neutral about it. Like when it comes to Awkwafina, like I don't think she's like a bad actress or anything.
I think she's a pretty good actress. It's just people
I
fucking hate her.
Yeah, I definitely have seen like her range on like projects. Like one of them being, Crazy Rich Asians. Well, I guess like in a sense, like Crazy Rich Asians and like Shang-Chi, she kind of plays like the same character in a sense. I know people still like hate her for like the black scent thing, which
understandable, thing to be upset about.
Yeah,
but she's also apologized for it and hasn't done it since. So I mean, if she one day came out and was like, actually, like I was completely fine with that and I don't, like regret it or whatever, okay, then that's one thing. But as far as we know right now, seems fine.
I think I'm just more like indifferent towards it. Like, obviously as an actress, I want to see her get more work and I want to see her in more projects. Which I want to see her show, which is like Nora from Queens or something like that on Hulu. But, as for why people don't like her, dislike her, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me, so.
I shall do another one. This one, I actually don't know if we've talked about this, or on the podcast. We've definitely talked about it in real life, but Barry and Iris, specifically in the CW show, do not work well together. Barry and Patty, Caitlin, even Felicity.
I agree.
Even Felicity and Kara have more chemistry than him and Iris.
I fucking agree. I agree most definitely. I look, and like I think it just comes from like overall a writing standpoint and like a way for them to just push them together. I think just Iris as a whole in the CW, like, it's just not a very good partner to Barry in like most cases of the show. But in terms of chemistry, he's had way more chemistry than like, hell yeah, like I'd say he has more chemistry with fucking Caitlyn than Iris. And I would say second, I think top three for sure is Caitlyn, Felicity, and Patty. But with Iris,
they,
I mean,
they,
like I
they
said,
didn't even like they didn't even like put them together as like a possible pairing, but like even him and Kara have more chemistry.
yeah. Hell, I fucking think that they should have explored.
You know who had
explored
chemistry? You know, had chemistry with Iris. Fucking what's his name? Thawne, the other one.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, they had chemistry.
Yeah, they had chemistry for sure.
So it's not even like Candace Patton's fault. Is that her name?
No, it's definitely not Candace Patton's fault. Like Candace Patton is a great actress for sure, and I think also there was a time where people confused acting with like writing, because people were like, "Oh, Candace Patton is a bad actress." No, she just has not the best writing to deal with.
It's also I do think they did a decent job of sort of fixing her character in like the last couple seasons. Still not great, but it certainly wasn't that awful like season 4 or 5 point with her writing. But like even at her best points, it's something about the way they write her character compared to the way they write Barry's character that just does not mesh well together in a romantic sense.
Yeah.
I can't even pinpoint exactly what it is, but it just doesn't really work. Whereas I feel like the only time it did work was in season 1, and I can't pinpoint exactly as to why. But I also think this is pure speculation, but I feel like they even probably wanted to pair him with someone else, but they felt like people would get mad if it wasn't with Iris, because Barry's supposed to be with Iris.
It's the Iris stands, bro. They're like equivalent to like Nikki stands.
Oh, they're fucking insane, bro.
Hopefully they are insane. Dude, remember, dude, I swear, like I still remember that shit where like, because I know that there was like Snowberry, that like those fans were a thing.
Yeah.
And Snowberry fans would just go after fucking like, they were like under Candace Patton's like posts and shit, and vice versa, and they would just go to war with each other on fucking Twitter. How Barry and Iris like work better, and like the Snowberry fans are like, no, like he has like a better chance with Caitlyn. Like Caitlyn doesn't like Caitlyn actually would be involved with like Barry, and like yeah, there's like hella moments where they flirt with each other, bro, and it's crazy as shit.
The Iris fans kept calling what's her name? The actress?
Danielle Panabaker?
Yeah, Danielle Panabaker kept calling her like racist and stuff.
Yeah.
Weird times. Man, good thing the show's over, huh?
Yeah, no.
Don't have to see that anymore. Or at least not where I am on the internet. But yeah, they just I don't know what it is. I wish I could articulate exactly what it is about the way their characters are written that doesn't mesh well together, but I don't know what it is. He was so good with Felicity,
dude. Him and Felicity, bro, especially with like season 1, season 2.
Yeah, shit was off the charts. God. Like, and I like her and Oliver together, but damn.
Damn, what could have been.
Yeah, imagine Oliver with what's her name. God, I'm terrible at this.
What? Which one?
Black Canary and Barry's with Felicity.
Oh yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy.
Or Barry with Caitlyn and Oliver with Felicity. Either way, I don't give a shit. Who cares? It's over. Your turn.
I'm debating if I should go with another Batman one or go with something different. I'll go with something different. Where my notes at? Let's see. Oh, you're gonna like this one. Something to talk about.
I'm scared.
John Watts isn't the blame for Spider-Man, but it's the Russo brothers
to blame
for the characterization of Spider-Man in the MCU.
Okay, but that implies that it's bad to begin with.
Well, yes, because basically what they're saying is that John Watts having to, because basically what they're saying is that Russo Brothers Spider-Man and John Watts Spider-Man are completely two different characters, and he's saying that Russo Brothers,
that I don't disagree with,
are the ones to blame for Spider-Man being so different to John Watts' character and John Watts having to, in a sense, like retroactively make Spider-Man a different character for his movies.
Sure, but how is that the Russo's fault?
Hey, bro, that's the opinion that he said.
I mean, the Russos introduced him. Technically, it's John Watts's job to make sure there's consistency there.
I don't think so, bro. I think there should be two different characters. No, I'm kidding.
But I don't entirely, because like obviously he should have creative freedom in what he wants to do with the character. And I like what he did with the character.
I found the unpopular opinion. Do you want me to say like the whole thing?
Sure.
He says, hot take: John Watts isn't to blame for the major flaws of his Homecoming trilogy. Arguably, the Russo brothers were, because Peter's character was subtly regressed so far in Infinity War and in Endgame that Far From Home had to be dedicated to just building him back up to where he was in Homecoming. By the end of Homecoming, Peter rejects Tony's offer by joining the Avengers, blah 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 blah, right? And then he said like that's all undone by Infinity War, because obviously he.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. And then he said the Iron Spider suit and the Avengers membership Peter just rejected are immediately given to him when he spends the rest of the film acting like Iron Man's sidekick, when Watts had him arguing with and eventually putting him on equal footing with Stark by rejecting his offer.
I rub up against that a little bit because it was a matter of circumstance.
Yes, it was.
However, I mean, him being Iron Man's sidekick, I mean, it's Iron Man's movie. He's there. He was doing real shit.
Yeah.
It's not like he was there the whole time going, Mr. Stark, what do I do, Mr. Stark? I don't know what to do, Mr. Stark. Like he was doing his thing.
He's taking matters in his own hands in his own way. Then the person says, this leads to Far From Home, which is dedicated to exploring the trauma of Peter losing Tony, which was the right move. But because of how the relationship was recontextualized in Infinity War, Far From Home felt like a sidekick mourning his mentor and not a contemporary mourning his peer. Obviously, their power dynamic was never going to be one for one, and Peter was always going to look up to Tony in the MCU. But him needing to be the next Iron Man all runs counter to Homecoming's message in favor of following the character trajectory reset by Infinity War and Endgame. That is not to say I dislike Infinity War and Endgame or Far From Home. I love all those movies as they are. I just think that we would have got movies that were better had Peter acting more independent and mature in Infinity War and Endgame, because that provides a new context for Far From Home.
I don't 100% disagree. However, like him mourning his mentor rather than his peer, I mean, he even said it was never going to be that. Mm-hmm. Even if he was more mature in Infinity War and Endgame, still his mentor. He's still really young. What is he, 16? Like it's like it was always going to be that. The whole like him becoming the next Iron Man, he from the beginning didn't want to be the next Iron Man. And yeah, the movie explores like, how he isn't the next Iron Man, but like the whole pressure of him being the next Iron Man, he didn't put on himself. It was everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But I absolutely see where he's coming from.
Yeah, for sure.
This is definitely not just a fuck MCU Spider-Man take. I respect that person.
No.
I respect that person.
Definitely not. He's definitely not like I think he's definitely likes MCU Spider-Man for sure.
Yeah, that's one of the most level-headed takes I think I've ever heard on MCU Spider-Man, where it's actually critiquing it. That's good shit right there.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot.
No.
See how fucking rare it is to find actual criticism in the MC fandom is.
Yeah,
nuts.
But yeah, the idea that he was regressed in Infinity War and Endgame is something I didn't think about, and that's not entirely untrue.
I never thought about it, and then I never thought about the word like regressing.
Yeah, it's like it's like I rub up on the like details of it, but on the whole, it's not wrong.
Yes.
All right, I might as well do a Spider-Man related thing. This one isn't directly Spider-Man, but it is the Spider-Man world. Black Cat is massively overrated.
Oh yeah, I definitely I saw a hot take.
Not an interesting character. She's not interesting. She's not cool. everyone just likes her because she's hot.
Yes.
She's just a Catwoman ripoff. Like, but not. It's just not even a good one. Like especially. Oh my god, the Insomniac games. Oh, they should leave Mary Jane for Black Cat. No, stop it. She's not a good character. like when she Insomniac, I actually think did a good job because she shows up and she leaves, and that's all. And I think that she should stay that way. But I think she's massively overrated. I do not give a shit about her character. Fun design though. I like her design. But outside of that, no, she could never show up in a comic again. I don't care.
Okay.
What's interesting about her character? What's interesting about her? She steals some stuff. She's a petty thief. Like, who cares? Who cares? She's attractive, and that's it. Catwoman is interesting. She has a very interesting backstory, and she's an interesting character. Black Cat has none of those qualities. I mean, yeah, she has a backstory and whatever, but it's not. I don't care. Anyway, go on.
That was it?
Yeah.
Another
but
Batman
you agree?
take. I understand where you're coming from, yes. I definitely think with the story of Black Cat, she's like a person to where you can give her like a mini story arc with Spider-Man, and like, I mean, I feel like they work better as a team up and something to do while like Peter's single or whatever, rather than like a full-blown relationship.
Yeah, actually I'll give the character this one thing. The thing I do like about Black Cat's character and her dynamic with Spider-Man is that because obviously they're into each other, but she's into Spider-Man, not Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Whereas his other love interests are either attracted to both or just Peter, which obviously matters more. So I think it's a good,
I love the panel where in Ultimate Spider-Man, Black Cat realizes that Peter's a minor, because obviously she's been like flirting with him for like a long time. Oh, yeah. And when she finds out that he's a minor, she fucking vomits on his suit and like runs away. Fucking insane. Imagine fucking someone seeing Spider-Man like swing through the city where he just has fucking vomit on his fucking crotch. It's fucking crazy. You ready for another Batman one?
Yeah.
Final Batman one. Final one. This is not mine, by the way. The constant insistence that Batman can defeat nearly anybody with enough prep time is not only wrong, but it often deprives Batman of some of his best moments and most unique perceptives as a human surrounded by gods. 100%
agree. I feel like that's another one that gets less unpopular with time. I feel like there was like a peak of that in like 2014.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, and it still happens now. Like,
of course,
not even as like a fucking meme. People are like, yeah, with enough prep time, he can defeat this person, and I'm like, yeah,
you gotta be 12 years old.
Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah, you gotta like watch like fucking best comic book moments on like YouTube from like a person who doesn't read comics. And he was talking to somebody in the comments, and he basically was like because someone was like, well, I do agree that with this point, a Batman that can't stand up to Justice League level threats, that has to face to face, that is sort of disappointing to see him just do nothing. And while it's awesome to see Batman against the ropes sometimes, it's not right for his character. And then he replied saying like, well, it's not like he's given him nothing, because the Batman in the animated series with the Justice League, he's given something to do, because like in some cases, like Batman has something to offer to the team, rather than just like him needing like prep time to defeat like these villains, and it's just stuff like that. So definitely there is like some value to him being part of a team, and without him being like, oh yeah, like he needs prep time to defeat this like villain, because even though he's on like level of power the rest of the league is, he still is able to, like I said, bring some value to the team.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. I mean, they're absolutely right, especially in that first point. Some of his most interesting moments is when he's not, just the best thing to ever exist. Yeah, his more vulnerable, I don't know what to do moments are really powerful. But I guess to the other person's point, that can only really happen when he is established as like this like uber genius. But I don't know. Ultimately, I don't like my Batman being all powerful.
Yeah. I want to see him get beat the fuck up. I want to see him like lose sometimes.
Yeah, one of my favorite bits in The Batman is when he fucking clips like the bridge on his wingsuit. He just eats shit, and he gets up. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
Fucking my back moment from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, literally, I love that. Like that entire movie, I'm watching. I'm like, God, this is so Daredevil coded.
And then fucking like I love the fucking part where, obviously, he's like year 2 Batman, but when he's like confronting the Penguin with Gordon, the Penguin's like, you don't even know fucking Spanish. How are you a fucking detective? You are dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely like that.
It's like the worst Spanish I ever heard. It's la. What, no hablo español, fellas?
He's like, ain't no fucking way. And then they both look at each other like, oh.
He's like, you know what looks like a whatever with wings? A fucking bat. You ever think of that? Bro, you gotta get on Penguin. They turned up his waddle. They turned that dial to 11.
I've seen clips of it, bro. It looks fucking crazy.
He fucking is. That's gotta be a retcon. But I swear he doesn't waddle like that in The Batman. But I guess we don't really see him walk that much. He's sitting a lot of the time. I think it is a retcon, because I think I saw a tweet from one of the producers, I think, because they decided, this isn't really a spoiler because it's just part of the character. They gave him, I forgot what it's called, but he was essentially like born with a fucked foot. So he has to wear a brace, and that's why he waddles.
No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, he's fucking moving. My mom was watching it with me, and she was like, my mom loves being a hater sometimes. She was like, man, he's forcing it. Danny DeVito did it with ease. It was effortless. I was like,
Jesus.
I was like, okay. Sometimes I think she gets her Batmans mixed up because she hates Ben Affleck. And I like one time I put on the Batman and she was like, ugh. I was like, it's not Ben Affleck. She was like, oh, okay. Maybe that's where I get my Ben Affleck hate from. Although I just hate his Batman. I'm fine with Ben Affleck. I think he's fine. He's a good actor, but a better writer and director. Was that yours? Or was that mine?
What
you just said? What was the? What were we just talking about?
We're talking about with Batman, like not like Batman needing prep time, like value his character, pretty much.
Right. All right, I have a couple more left. I think I'll save this one for last. So. This one's more of a recent development. There are caveats to this, but technically it's not, comic book movie related, but who gives a shit? The Alien prequel movies are good, actually.
They are.
Yeah. I mean, Covenant's not good, but like, it's good. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's kind of like a colder take. It's not I mean, it's kind of like lukewarm at best. And people love Covenant and Prometheus. They just understand that.
I see people who hate Covenant and Prometheus. I'd say it's pretty divided.
It is. I mean, I see more love for it because
time,
yeah.
Been a decade.
Like, with Prometheus, people understand that it's good. They know, they like it's good, but they understand that it could have been way more than what it should have been. Like, there's definitely there's some cut out parts that could have made the story a little bit better.
And now we're getting into a new cycle where people are shitting on Romulus for no reason.
I mean, bro, it's a fucking switch up, bro. People just movie does like really well. People love it. A couple months later, people start shitting on it. It's a cycle.
The cycle.
The cycle continues.
Gotta love the cycle.
Of course.
Yeah, that was
what's your next one?
Oh, what's my next one? The Marvel and Marvel and Disney / Fortnite collaboration is not a good thing.
Interesting.
So,
kind of a bold of you to say that after you spent $2,000 on skins.
Shush. They're not supposed to know that. No, I never spent that much on skins. It's fucking insane. You know who did though?
You have like every single fucking Marvel skin.
That was from the Battle Pass. There was the Iron Spider that came out. I didn't buy that. There was the new Iron Man skin that came out. I didn't buy that because they chose the Age of Ultron suit for some fucking reason.
I forget that most of the skins were in a fucking Battle Pass. Fuck.
There's a lot of skins. The Daredevil skin was in the shop. I don't have that.
I have the Daredevil skin. I have the Moon Knight skin.
I have the Moon Knight skin. I think that might be the only Marvel shop skin I have. Oh no, I have Spider-Man, the MCU Spider-Man. I forgot that was a shop. Obviously, I had to get that. It's Spider-Man. I had to.
Which MCU Spider-Man is the red and black one?
It's the red and black one. It's also the Inside Out one.
Oh, that's ugly as hell.
Yeah, I don't use it.
I just want the red. I should get the red and black one, and I don't
think it's ever been back in the shop.
Damn.
I mean, it'll probably come back at some point.
Yeah, probably come back whenever Spider-Man 4 comes out soon. Yeah. They should release the No Way Home suit.
Oh my god, I would.
I would wear that all the time.
Oh my god.
I will gladly drop my last paycheck on that shit, or my last bit of money on that shit, bro.
Yeah, but there's like a Ghost Rider, there's Thanos, there's the Guardians of the Galaxy, there's X-Men that I don't have, like Cyclops and Jubilee and shit. There's a bunch of Marvel skins I don't have because they're in the shop and I don't want to. There's the Deadpool and Wolverine ones because I have the OGs, and why the fuck would I?
Those ones are ass, bro.
Bro, people are coping so hard. Like the new Iron Man skin, people are like, it's so much better than the. No, it's fucking not. The colors are dull. The suit's just not as good because the OG one, it's not exactly like it, but it's based on the Mark 85, the Endgame one. And the colors are more vibrant. Like it's just better. It just is. And people are like, the new one's better. No, it's not. Get over yourself. People are saying the Deadpool and Wolverine shop one is better. No, it's not. Get over yourself. Anyway, the Disney Marvel Fortnite collaboration is not a good thing. For the people who don't know, Disney have part ownership in Epic Games now, which is why all this Disney Marvel stuff is happening in Fortnite. And also, and this is one of the bigger reasons, a lot of other collaboration stuff is just not happening because they're, competitors to Disney. So like we haven't seen a DC skin and I don't even know how long. If I knew this was happening, I would have gotten those Batman skins when I had the chance. But I didn't. So here we are. But yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff that like we could have had in the shop, or we could have in the shop in the future, and we're likely never going to see stuff like that now. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, especially like maybe like more modern DC stuff. Like I actually do think we might get like a James Gunn Superman in the shop at some point, because, and I really think it's the only reason, because James Gunn and Feige have a good relationship. I literally think that's the only reason. But also I don't even know how much say Kevin Feige has in that, but he also is the president of Marvel as a whole, so he probably does have some say in that. But yeah, it ultimately, I think it just hinders the creativity and the possible cool things that could have come from Fortnite. And like Disney, I mean, they have a lot of properties. I'm like cool stuff is still going to happen, but I think it's just very, very limiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's all I have.
That's it for you?
Yep.
Well, I have two more.
All right.
This is kind of an unpopular opinion that I've said before, and I will say it again because fuck these fans. 2003 Hulk is better than the Incredible Hulk. The look is better.
It's crazy how you switched up on that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but Because I mean, you used to be like, man, that movie's
I used to shit on 2003 Hulk.
Yeah,
and call it a fever dream movie.
It is a fever dream movie.
I forced myself to stay awake for that movie so I could finally finish it. It's kind of like 100 complete the story, you know. But yeah, no, 2003 Hulk is better. I find the Incredible Hulk very, very boring.
So boring.
People only like it because of Edward Norton's Hulk. They just like the look and they like
Horrible
the
look.
aggressive moments. Huh?
It's a terrible look.
Terrible look. Yeah, I mean it's okay. People like people just like the look of his Hulk and they like the aggressive moments and can't fathom that Universal, since Universal has rights, they've been shitting on the Hulk for like a decade now, and they have to cope with the fact that there are two different Hulks. Yeah, they're the same, but 2003 Hulk is a lot better because it actually goes into why Bruce is fucked up by his dad. I just like how it goes into the trauma of it. It makes a lot of sense. But there's that. The look is better. The moments of him being Hulk are fucking crazy as fuck. It showcases his power too. And hell, if you want to like divide the two Hulks of Ruffalo and Norton's is significantly weaker. Gets shit on by the fucking Abomination. Damn near gets shit on by the Abomination.
True.
But
I can't disagree with it because I haven't seen 2003s in so long, and I'm just not a fan of the Incredible Hulk. So I'm gonna take your word for it.
Let me see if it's still on here, and let me see
what 2003.
Yeah,
bro, I own that shit.
You own it?
Yeah, I have it on 4K.
It was on. Oh fuck yeah! It was on Netflix. Now it's on dumbass Stars. Fucking hell.
I have it on. The fuck was I gonna say? I don't remember.
My last hot take. This is something to talk about, by the way. The Guardians of the Galaxy is a better team than the Avengers.
As far as like a unit, or like they can beat the Avengers?
Like a unit. Like,
yeah,
they think the characters are better than the Avengers.
Yeah, no argument there.
Yeah,
I mean the Avengers are co-workers; they're not really a team.
Pretty much. Whereas
the Guardians are a family.
Yeah, nothing can stop family. Cue Dominic Toretto.
Cue Groot. It's still jarring when he's just like, "I love you guys," and it's just Vin Diesel.
I know, right?
It's great, but I'm like, it's Vin Diesel.
he really wanted to say nothing stops family.
Yeah. You see the High Evolutionary, and you just see Dom Toretto's car just slam into him. Groot gets out. It's like family.
Crazy. I definitely would laugh at that shit.
But yeah, that's it. All right. So that's our topic. Did you watch anything this week?
Yes. In the past 2 weeks, I have watched a lot of things.
You watched anything the past 2 weeks?
Yes. So I watched Logan Lucky.
Yeah, you did.
Really fucking good.
It's so good, right?
Really fucking good comedy. Every one of the cast is like really good. Adam Driver and Channing Tatum work surprisingly well as a duo. Daniel Craig is fucking funny as shit in
Just
this.
Being a silly little dude.
I know. I love the part where obviously when they're like robbing the thing, and he's fucking teaching them science about a fucking bomb, and then he fucking makes a bomb, he puts it in there, but like it got stuck.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh shit. He's like,
oh, I did too many. I twisted it too much or whatever.
And then everyone's like, oh shit. And then fucking he puts it in, and he's like, go, and then I'm like, oh shit, and it fucking explodes. The shit was amazing.
When I was watching some of it, I completely forgot Jack Quaid was in it. Completely forgot.
Yeah, I thought when I was watching, I was like, oh, that's where this is from. Okay. Yeah, this is great too. But what else? I watched
Beetlejuice.
Yes, the first and second one. The first one, it's it's literally the 80s, like, charm. Very, very cool. Love all the characters and everything. Love the vibe, the fantastical vibe. Feels like I haven't seen a fantastical movie in forever, dude. Feels like I've just been watching, like, grounded sci-fi movies or whatever. But Beetlejuice was really fun. Then Beetlejuice 2, I thought it was a little better because there's one scene in the movie where I was laughing for fucking 5 minutes, bro. It's such a funny scene. But, with the second one, the characters are, they still say the same. It doesn't stray away from, like, its course from the first movie. And I just love how all the characters are in the story. And still, like, the vibe was still there with a modern take, So that was that. Then I watched. Well, I didn't really. This is kind of a little biased thing, but I rewatched my friends.
Yeah, you're plugging it.
I rewatched my friends' short film, Surrealist. Really, really great stuff. I'm very glad to be a part of it. I was a grip on this project, and seeing his vision come to life is a really, really great thing to see. So congrats to my friend Noah Longoria for his first short film. And I also watched Coda. And
so this is a movie with, like, the deaf family, right?
Yes.
And it says in your Letterboxd review you cried.
Yes, I did cry.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah, fuck you.
Isn't this? Sorry for interrupting you. Is this the one? Did this get Best Picture, or was that a different movie?
I think this got Best Picture, yeah.
Because I remember people being mad about it because it was like hopeful or some shit, and people were like, "This got an Oscar." Like, what?
Ableist,
pretty much.
But no. But so, like, fun fact, my girlfriend wanted to watch this movie with me, and my girlfriend she knows ASL.
Must be nice.
And so she was like, "Oh, I am losing, like, I feel like I'm losing my ASL skills." And I'm like, "Well, you can teach me, but let's also watch Coda, because I know you've been wanting to watch it." And basically, Coda is also an acronym. It's Child of a Deaf Adult, and it's such a really heartwarming story. It's about a woman. It's about a girl who, obviously grows up in a deaf family, but they're not the richest or poorest around, so they've catch fish to make money, and they're not getting as much as they should be. But also the daughter wants to go to college, and she really loves singing, and it's like this really, like, heartwarming, like, story, because she's the only person in the family she's basically the interpreter of the family when they go out in public. So there's a lot of, like, stuff to where she wants to do her own thing, but she's really conflicted because it's like, well, what is she gonna do when she, like, leaves her family, whatever? They're all deaf, so that becomes a thing. But it's kind of like a coming of age story, which that's also why I love this movie even more, because I love coming of age movies. I think, like, some coming of age movies can do no wrong. But overall, I really, really love this movie. It's really nice. It's really awesome.
Give it a 10 out of 10.
It's really funny. Yeah, it's really, really good.
So you would say it would deserve the win.
Of course.
Also, yeah, this won in 2022. This was the year of the slap.
Oh yeah.
It was up against King Richard, West Side Story, Power of the Dog, Licorice Pizza, Belfast, Drive My Car, Dune Part 1, Don't Look Up, and Nightmare Alley.
Yeah.
And I guess people were mad that this won. What other movie here would have?
Dune.
No. Maybe Nightmare Alley? That's the Guillermo del Toro. Power of the Dog was apparently incredible, but the other ones.
But shit. I have one more thing.
Excuse you.
So, yeah, excuse me. One more thing that I watched. Another series that I watched with my girlfriend, getting back into anime slowly. Is called Banana Fish.
Oh.
And Banana Fish is a story about a group of people looking to uncover a drug along with they're uncovering a drug within like a mob syndicate, and it's a really fucking crazy story. The ending is one of the worst things ever. I don't like the ending, but I have a headcanon. So, but yeah, overall it was really good. I enjoyed it up until the ending, and I formed my own headcanon so I can have massive copium. And then that's pretty much all I watched. I've also been playing some games too.
Oh yeah, you have. Talk about it.
Yes,
I'm going to talk about game too.
Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor.
Hell yeah!
Both games are really good. Finally got the chance to, finish Fallen Order after a long time, and then finally got a chance to play Survivor. And so, what happened was, playing Fallen Order, I was at the very, very beginning where you're on like Bogano, and I'm just like, dude, like this is like fucking crazy. The one thing I will say about the story is, I feel like the story works from like a simplistic. I would say, I'm just gonna use the word simplistic because
Fallen Order is definitely simpler. Yeah,
it's more simplistic than Survivor, but this story like works so well. I love seeing like I guess like like a Padawan still trying to find his way, and he's like navigating himself through the Empire and figuring out like just more about the Jedi Order and how like the Jedi Order has fallen. Obviously this is like after Clone Wars, or is it? It's during the Clone Wars, right?
No, it's after. Yeah,
it's after. Yeah,
pretty shortly after. I can't remember the exact year, but it's not very long after Clone Wars.
Because like,
I guess Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, it is because Cal was like 12 during the Clone Wars, but so it's 5 years after the Clone Wars. Because Cal's like 17. He's 17.
It takes place in 14 BBY. Fallen Order does.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's like 4 years after, because he's like 16, 17. Because I know in Survivor he's like 20. He's like in his 20s because it's a 5-year time skip as well. But still, gameplay is really fun. Obviously, Dark Souls-esque. The one thing about Fallen Order is that I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, because of the fact that like I was literally like switching through all the game modes, and I'm just like, I just want to get the fucking story done. So I just put it on story mode. And
wait, which one?
I just Fallen Order.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I was like, because I hate my fucking dumbass. I was playing on Jedi Master. I don't know why I was playing on Jedi Master.
I don't know either.
But like I was like, you know what? I just don't give a shit about like, I mean, the fighting is cool, whatever, but I'm fucking sick and tired of like, just having to have the best fucking parry timing while I'm getting attacked by like 3 fucking enemies all at once. I'm tired of it. Story mode, finished it, great shit. Then I go on to Survivor. Such a fucking awesome like story as well. I love how they're incorporating the High Republic stuff,
and it does the thing that more games should do. You off rip, you just have all the abilities.
Yeah, exactly.
That you have in the previous game. That is.
That's also the one thing I did not like about Fallen Order is because I'm like playing the game, and I'm like, bro, like I have like 2 abilities. This fucking sucks.
But you're cut off from the Force.
I don't give a fuck. Lock in, nigga. Get that shit back. and then it's like, dude, and then it's like, for me, I know you. I was like, I know as a fucking Jedi you can double jump. Why am I not able to double jump? And I gotta do all this fucking cutscene shit. This fucking flashback shit. And it's like, dude, just to get some fucking abilities is crazy. And they still do it in Survivor, but it's not as annoying because, like I said, you have like the abilities like off rip. But Survivor is like really fucking cool. I'm loving the fact that you start off on Coruscant. They have this like little plan to get a bunch of credits. Everyone is like they're doing their own thing. They did some Miles Morales shit. Cal's still fighting the Empire with fucking Bode. Fuck boy. Hate that nigga so much.
I love Bode.
Yeah, I know you fucking do because he's in Red Dead.
Yeah, he's an attractive man.
He is. He does have good looks and a good voice, but fuck him. And then, but yeah, like I said, I really love how they're diving deep into the High Republic era.
The main dude, bad guy from the High Republic, major Anakin vibes.
Dagon Gera, really great shit. And when going through the story, I personally thought he was gonna be up until the end, but I'll explain why. But throughout the journey, throughout like Cal finding the High Republic stuff, and like he's obviously the whole thing on like Koba or Kobo and all the other planets and shit like that. I'm really liking the fact that Cal as a person, like he was growing and and he's like, and people along the way, people are telling him you can't beat the Empire forever, or you can't fight the Empire forever, because eventually like you're gonna like fall into the dark side or some shit, or you're just gonna die. I love that fact throughout the entire game, because you see it through Dagon Gera and eventually Bode at the end. But I love everyone's character in this. The characters are great. Seer is more in tune with the Force ever since she kind of cut herself off or whatever. I love seeing Cordova in person. Marin, still great as ever. I love how Cal and Marin have a relationship in this. And
I was so hyped for my boy.
I know.
I can't wait for it all to get ruined.
Oh, fuck off. Can't wait for that. But yeah, going through the story, with the whole Tanalorr thing, it was kind of crazy how you fucking fight like Dagon like 2 or 3 times in the story. And I figured he'd be there to the end, but it was actually Bode. That's why I was kind of weird that like Bode, ended up being like a Force user or whatever, but he gets the Tanalorr and you fight him on Tanalorr or whatever. I figured that I guess both in a sense, I would have preferred Dagon, but I guess it makes sense for Bode being the final villain.
Oh, see, I was really happy about it because Dagon was just annoying to me.
yeah, definitely. He's definitely like annoying to me for sure, which is why I was confused playing the game. And I'm like, why am I fighting this guy so much? He should fucking die. And when he finally died, I was like, okay, well, cool. But like I said, I think from a storytelling standpoint, like both Bode and Dagon work, because for Bode, it's like I have a place where obviously both Cal and Bode want to get to Tanalorr to get away from the Empire, but obviously Cal is doing it so that way he can continue the Jedi Order, or at least the hidden path part. And Bode's like, nah, I just want it for myself, or at least I just want it to be like kind of more secluded.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense from a storytelling standpoint because of the fact that like they're both at the place, they're both at Tanalorr, and they're fighting for same reason more or less, but just on different sides of
one
the spectrum or whatever
is more righteous than the other.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say, from the when I played it for the first time, from the jump I was sus of Bode.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
But like,
no way. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, and obviously as the story goes on, you know, you get used to him, and he's less sus. But in the back of my mind, I'm still like, I'm onto you. That being said, I didn't expect him to be a Force user.
Yeah,
I thought
no,
because
for
of the
sure.
jetpack shit, I was like, maybe he's like a secret Mandalorian or something.
Yeah.
Because, you know, jetpack blaster, that made sense. But then he fucking pulls out the lightsaber. I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh fuck. That's like, I was like that. That's badass. But you know, when it comes to Dagon, if Dagon had made it to the end, it would have made sense too, like thematically and storytelling standpoint, that he finally reaches the place where he wanted to be at the most, and then he dies at that place. He dies at Tanalorr, knowing that he couldn't finish his dreams. But like I said, both work.
Yeah, that
I
would have
wasn't
worked.
expecting.
I just think Dagon's less interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense because of the fact that like he's less interesting in the fact that he kind of already served his time, because you know he's from a different era.
Yeah.
And he's been to Tanalorr before, but the only problem is that he never got to finish like what he wanted to do. But I mean, I guess in a sense, yeah, like it makes it's more impactful for Bode because of the fact that it's that betrayal, and like I said, thematically and storytelling standpoint, the theme of Survivor is like you're a Jedi that can fall to the dark side, and because of the fact that he was carrying that those emotions of anger and hate from the betrayal. Oh my
god! Yeah, when he rages out for the first.
Oh! Yeah, when you have
and
that,
it like pauses for a second. It says "embrace the dark." I was like,
embrace the darkness,
oh
and it was also cool of me of getting that ability when you're on what's that fucking planet called? Where you're on the fucking the military planet, the ISB shit, whatever. I like when you get that ability too, and like when you fucking do it, everything starts fucking freezing. It's all red and shit, and you're hearing like the lightsaber or the shit like that, whatever. It's so fucking cool.
So cool.
And I also loved. It's funny because when I'm playing these games, I'm getting all this Star Wars shit on my For You page, but I love the bleeding the kyber crystal. That was so fucking cool to me.
Should watch The Acolyte.
I ain't watching that shit, bro. It's woke. No, I'll definitely get into The Acolyte at some point.
It's for the action alone.
Yeah. But dude, like the bleeding, like Dagon bleeding the kyber crystal was so cool.
It's even cooler than The Acolyte.
Okay, god damn, nigga, damn.
I'm sorry.
I know. I'll get into it.
I do want to say I did look it up. So Survivor takes place the same year as the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah. Because
I can't. Which game was it where they infiltrate the Inquisitorius? Was that Fallen Order?
It was Fallen Order. Yeah.
That's gotta fucking suck. Imagine they infiltrate it and they fucking sort of destroy it, and then 5 years later Obi-Wan comes in and just floods the place.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's just like, this mother, god damn it.
And fucking Vader's like, god damn it, bro, I can't have shit. But yeah, no. Yes, both Star Wars games were fucking awesome to play.
I do have to ask, so for Survivor, because I haven't really played it since it came out, kind of. I played it a few months down the line after release, but how was the performance for you?
Oh, I think the performance was better than Fallen Order. There's optimization issues with it, right? Or like does it like feel clunky?
Yeah, that's what something about it. Yeah. How was the optimization?
Oh, it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
Okay.
I had more. You know what? Actually, there was. I don't know if this is an optimization issue, but there's like a lot of moments where I'm like, where I would like literally try to like, you know, like example, like movement wise, I would just randomly like not touch the fucking place I was going after, or I don't know, dude. There's something about the movement in the game where I would try to like go to a place and Cal will go into like a different direction, or like I would try to go to like a wall and for some reason I would just not touch it. I'll just fucking die. I'm just like, ain't no fucking way. I don't know if that counts as optimization. Whatever.
I think it does. Yeah, but like, so like, how was it? So. FPS seemed fine. No drops.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, no drops, nothing like that. I just kept fucking dying.
Okay.
Puts into perspective of how ass I am at fucking single player games.
Maybe I'll have to hop back in because on launch, whew, it was a
yeah, on launch that shit. Yeah, I know that shit was ass, but yeah, no, it feels fine. Like, it feels good.
Like about on par with Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Okay. Gameplay wise, I mean, Survivor is just better. Like just the more lightsaber stances, the dash alone. Ooh.
Yeah, the dash was great. I stuck to the crossguard stance a lot.
See, I was gonna, when I eventually go through it again, I think I'm just gonna go crossguard only, because my first playthrough I did what did I do? I did dual blades, and what the fuck else did I do? Oh, and the blaster stance.
See, I didn't use blaster all that much, to be honest. I don't know. I didn't really use blaster that much. I just used crossguard and double bladed. I mean, I was more so crossguard because of the fact that you have so much power. The only difference is that, I mean, you just move a lot slower. But even then, that didn't even like stop me from like not using it, because like I would rather kill like 3 people in one fucking hit than like, you know, using like double bladed or whatever and not having that much like shit going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just used crossguard all the way, dude. It helped like tremendously with like defeating enemies, but also the lightsaber throw in crossguard. Oh my god, that shit was fucking crazy as fuck. But Cal's lightsaber is fucking OP as shit. Double-sided, you can dual wield, and you have a crossguard. That's insane.
Yeah, dude's stacked. And a blaster.
Yeah, and a blaster.
I loved the blaster stance. It was super fun to use.
Yeah, Cal 50 Kestis.
50 Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched 22 Jump Street.
My name is Jeff.
This was better than the first one.
How'd you like seeing Diddy?
What?
Isn't Diddy in that movie?
I don't think so.
Oh shit, it must have been. Oh, it's another Jonah Hill movie.
Jesus. How did you like the octopus?
What octopus?
At the beginning of the movie, the octopus leaps onto Jonah Hill's face.
I didn't see that shit.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro blocked it out.
I put that shit in the back of my mind, bro.
Bro locked it in a box. He's not touching that shit. But yeah, it was better than the first one, which I was not anticipating. It was also very meta, which I also was not anticipating. The entire scene where Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are talking to Nick Offerman, and he's like, they gave us like double the budget and they expect like double the return, as if that's how that works. I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. Also, Wyatt Russell's in it, and I was like, oh shit, it's Wyatt Russell, who was really fun in this. I think this is the first thing I saw Wyatt Russell in was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So to see him in this, I was like, oh shit, that's Wyatt Russell. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. It's like it manages to be more of the same, but like intentionally so, and manages to, yeah, it's just really well done. I'm a little upset I didn't get to these sooner, but at the same time, I feel like if I did get to them sooner, I wouldn't have appreciated them as much.
Fuck y'all doing around here? Y'all rashing around here?
Bro, he fucking Jonah Hill banged Ice Cube's daughter, and fucking Channing Tatum was just freaking the fuck out. It's very good. It's very
damn
good
string
movie.
beans. Give me the goddamn string beans.
Yeah, that bit was fucking hilarious. He's he's just getting so. I guarantee they just said action and just they were like, Ice Cube, just fucking go. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, I still want to see their version of Solo. I also watched Jackie Brown, Tarantino film Jackie Brown, starring Jackie Brown and Jackie Brown. So Samuel Jackson is in this, and he's playing a black dude with a ponytail, and it's very jarring. But it's Samuel Jackson doing Samuel Jackson. So many N-words. Not coming from white people, surprisingly. However, feet.
Yes.
Not even 10 minutes in, bro. Just close up, foot shot, just bam, right in your face. I'm like, Jesus, Tarantino. What? You couldn't be more blatant if you tried. Ridiculous. And I thought Jackie Brown, or I thought Kill Bill was bad, but I mean, it was mostly in the beginning of the film. Still. And then there was a scene where she like caresses Robert De Niro with her. I'm like, please. But it was a good movie. I will say though, if I had to like, if I were to put it in like a ranking of Tarantino movies, it's probably towards the bottom. Not because it's bad, or even if it's just okay. It was a good movie. It's weirdly non-Tarantino-esque. It's like the least Tarantino movie, if that makes any sense. It's like Tarantino was like, I'm going to make a regular movie. There's Tarantino-isms in it. Like there's a couple of moments of dialogue where I was like, that felt very Tarantino, and obviously the feet shit. But outside of that, it felt very un-Tarantino, which I'm sure for some people is a good thing. But when I'm watching a Tarantino movie, I want some Tarantino shit. But regardless, it was really solid. Have you seen it? I don't remember.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Jackie Brown, Death Proof.
I ain't watching that.
And what else haven't I watched? I
Kill
think
Bill.
those are. Huh?
Kill Bill.
I've seen both of them.
But have you seen the third one?
Shit ain't even out yet.
Yeah, you're right.
Hold on. There's another movie where I haven't seen of Tarantino's. I think it's just Death Proof and Jackie Brown I haven't seen. Because I've seen I already saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've already seen Kill Bill 1 and 2. I've seen Glorious Bastards. Seen Reservoir Dogs. I've seen
Pulp Fiction, Django.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction, Django. Yeah, it's just Death Proof and Jackie Brown. That's it.
Oh, all right. Well, I forgot what I watched Jackie Brown on. I think I might have.
Netflix?
I don't think so. I actually think it might have been. It was either Prime or it was like fucking Tubi or some shit.
Prime?
It was Prime. It was Prime.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely a solid watch. It doesn't need to be as long as it is.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes, right?
It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. So yeah, not that far off. Yeah. Looking through his filmography. Yeah, you've definitely seen all these. But yeah, solid film, just not very Tarantino-y, which is odd, but it is what it is. Then I, like you, for whatever reason, we were all just in a Star Wars game single player I played Star Wars Outlaws, and Torrid, let me say, what the fuck is everyone on? And not everyone, but like, what is the internet on? This game is genuinely fantastic. And I think purely because it's a Ubisoft game, people immediately wrote it off. And also people call it woke, and that's another thing. But it's a Ubisoft game, and people are 100% right to be weary of Ubisoft games because it's Ubisoft and they're Ubisoft. But I will say it's also massive. It's a massive games. They made the game. It was massive. And Massive are the same people who did The Division and stuff like that, and those are generally received as positive. It's a positive reception to the Division games, but it's like saying it's like saying, like, okay, that we were just talking about the Fallen Order Survivor games. Those are EA. EA is a notoriously disliked, hated studio because, you know, for their greedy practices, etc. I mean, everyone knows EA, they're fucking trash. However, Respawn produced or made the developed, I should say, developed is the word I'm looking for, developed the Jedi games, and EA published it. It's the same situation. Massive developed Star Wars Outlaws, and it was produced by Ubisoft. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like Star Wars Outlaws is the best game ever made, because it's not. However, the way people are acting towards this game is batshit to me. It is the first open world Star Wars game, number one, which is already solid. Number two, if I was to rank like AAA single player Star Wars games, it would be Survivor at number one, because that's incredible. It would be Star Wars Outlaws, then Jedi Fallen Order, because like I love Jedi Fallen Order, but it, like, in hindsight, or not, I guess not hindsight, it's just it was the first game in that series. Like we were saying earlier, it's relatively simplistic. Star Wars Outlaws has so much more than I was anticipating. Like I said, first Star Wars open world, I was expecting, because like in the reveal trailer, there's 5 planets or 4 planets, 5 planets, but I expected like in Jedi Survivor, it's relatively similar, where there's like a big hub planet, which I forgot what the planets names are. I'm not the type of person to just memorize all the planet names, but there's like the main hub planet that's huge. It's a massive planet, and Jedi Survivor is open world in the same way that God of War is open world, where there's explorable sections, but it's not like entirely open world, except that one hub area. This, I assumed, was going to be a similar thing. I thought it was going to be more open because it's, you know, an open world Star Wars game. So I thought it was going to be like Tatooine's a big place. I thought there's this other main planet that's a big place, but there's also Kijimi. There's like a rainforest type planet that I thought was going to be smaller. Now, Kijimi is relatively small, but it's not that small. However, these worlds are so much bigger than I anticipated them to be. You get on the main planet, which I think starts with a K, and it's massive. I was like, oh wow. And that's where the game starts off. I was like, oh wow, this is huge. I'm like, there's a lot to do here. Like, I was already pretty much content with that. I assumed the other places were going to be, you know, small, especially the way you play. Once you get to that first world, it gives you the option to go to Tatooine, Kijimi, and I think another place. Oh yeah, and this like rainforest planet, which I don't remember the name of. And I went to Kijimi first, and Kijimi is smaller. And I was like, which gave me the impression that the rest of the areas were going to be like that, which I was content with, because Kijimi was a decent size. It wasn't huge, but it wasn't like little itty bitty either. I thought it was a decent size, and I was like, okay, if the rest of them are like this, that's fine. And then I get to the rainforest planet, and it starts off in this little like town area, which was about the same size as Kijimi. I was like, okay, cool. But then it sends me on a mission to go to this other place, and it's like, get on your speeder. And I was like, get on my speeder? And I get on my speeder and I start driving, and I just keep going and going. And it's like the destination is like 3 kilometers away. And I'm just like, wait a minute, how big is this map? I go to look at the map. It's huge. It's huge, and also not to even mention, the worlds themselves are gorgeous, except Tatooine, because it's a desert planet, and Tatooine's ugly and always has been, because we keep overdoing Tatooine. But they're massive and they're gorgeous, and a lot of people are shitting on the optimization and the performance of the game. And I'm not gonna, like, I did have performance issues. I actually streamed a good chunk of the game. A majority of my playtime I streamed, and if you're curious, you can check that out on my channel, youtube.com/itszenith_ on Twitter, or on Twitter. What the fuck? youtube.com/@itszenith. It's in the description. But I streamed it, so all that gameplay is there, so you can see all the issues that I ran into, if you're curious. But the issues that I ran into, again, not perfectly optimized, but also it's like when something launches, it's usually not as well optimized, but people gave it so much shit. And, you know, in some cases, rightfully so. In other cases, I think it was a bit of exaggeration. But it was, you compare it to Jedi Survivor, which also launched in a very buggy, very bad performative state.
Yeah. And
people give that game the benefit of the doubt, probably because Fallen Order. But in Star Wars Outlaws, I was having a lot of similar issues to Survivor, and in some cases I had worse issues in Survivor. In Survivor, it was laggy a lot. Between the performance and quality mode, there wasn't that much difference. I barely gained any frames in performance mode. I actually had to go to quality mode, so it was actually locked 30 instead of randomly getting 60 and then dropping to 45 and then going to 50 and then 30. It was bad. I got a lot of ghosting effects in Survivor, where like if I was on an elevator that was going down, you'd see like a sort of like ghost of the character like sort of going upwards. It wasn't very well optimized, but I went through it and I played through the whole thing, and I still had a great time, because maybe I'm an old head, but I come from a place in this world where when I was a kid, I'm playing a cracked version of Minecraft on a shitty laptop that's running at 20 FPS, and I was fucking content. So maybe it's just like that part of me. I can just look past a lot of these performance issues. But in Outlaws, there wasn't like some like crazy game-breaking bug. The frame rate, you know, it dropped here and there, but it was generally really consistent. The biggest bug I had was that about like an hour to 2 hours, it depended, of game time, the graphics would degrade. And really, the only reason it bugged me was because it affected the character models, which in cutscenes is really jarring, because they look like Play-Doh. But the environments didn't look too bad, so it didn't really bother me there. But all I had to do was reset the game, and it was good for another 1 to 2 hours, which is an annoying bug, don't get me wrong. However, I should say, like, I think 3/4 of the way through my game, they did put out an update which made it a lot better, and it felt a lot more stable. But the game was genuinely incredible. The story is fantastic. The gameplay is really solid. The game got a lot of criticism for its stealth because it was very basic. But personally, I'm not really a fan of stealth style games. Assassin's Creed, unfortunately, is just not my cup of tea. There is like Assassin's Creed elements to this, but again, it's not as in-depth as Assassin's Creed or a lot of other stealth games. So for me, that was a positive, because it was simple. I just sneak around, and because it's an open world game, it's like the stealth is like GTA stealth, where it's not that crazy. So for me, that was a plus. The gunplay is decent. It's mainly focused on your singular blaster. You can pick up certain weapons, but it's mostly your pistol, which you can upgrade and essentially like get different modes of fire. I thought that was really well done. The story is great. The traversal I thought was far better than Survivor. In fairness, Survivor wasn't built to be like a true open world, but like Survivor, you have the little mounts that you can get on and run around, but ultimately when you get the dash, you just jump dash everywhere, and that's like significantly faster. Whereas in Outlaws, the speeder is so fun to use. That thing is zippy. Like you move quick, and it's just really fun to use, just riding around in these like really like open spaces and just looking at the world, which is again gorgeous. You also have your spaceship, which has an almost seamless transition into space and onto the ground. People are like, oh, it's a hidden cutscene. Yeah, obviously. But at least it's not just a black screen. It's really cool. And yeah, again, it got some criticism because the flying is relatively basic, but again, I don't want complicated flying in space, so I thought that was really good. I thought that was surprisingly in depth as well. There was this game, just as it went on, just kept surprising me, and I think it's really annoying that a lot of people just wrote this game off without really giving it its due, because I think it really is something special. However, I do think this is going to be the game, a type of game where I think maybe 5 years down the line, when the fucking weird hate bandwagon dies down, I think this game is going to be, especially when a lot of the bugs starts getting fixed and stuff, I think this game is going to be regarded as one of the better Star Wars games, because it's genuinely fantastic. I'd put it above Fallen Order. I don't think it's as good as Survivor, but it's also, I think that's more of a story standpoint. I have a blast on both those games. I think there's pros and cons to both. But yeah, it was just fantastic. The characters also were really, really good, really well written. The main character, Kay, is, because obviously she's a like a scoundrel type, Han Solo-esque, I guess. And at times it's the type of dialogue where some would, I guess, call it like MCU style dialogue, which for some I think could get really annoying, but I think they balance it really well in this. I think it could be a little too much at times, but it's not that much. But ultimately, I think it's a solid story. It's not anything like out of this world. Like the Survivor story was better, but it's still really, really good. And I think it's absolutely worth playing and worth getting. Especially, like I said, 5 years down the line, I think not only are people going to regard it better, but also it's probably going to go on sale for like $10, and I think more people are going to get it and play it, especially when it's going to be in a better state. So apparently there's also going to be DLC down the line, I think. Excited for that, because again, I had a great time. I genuinely am excited to jump back into this world. After I finished it, I was like, this is the type of game, and this doesn't happen very often, this is the type of game that if I'm like bored and I just want to get on a game and just drive around. That doesn't happen. I only do that with Spider-Man. Just get on and just start swinging in around. I do that for Red Dead. Just get on my horse and riding through town and whatever. This, I think, has joined those games as something that I can get on and just drive around Tatooine on my speeder. I think it's a fantastic game, and I really wish people would give it a shot. But if I had to rate it, 8.5, 9 out of 10. It was a fantastic game, truly. Yeah. I don't know what people were expecting, to be honest. I don't know what people were expecting from this game. But yeah, people just didn't give it its due. Oh, and there was this whole faction system with all the crime syndicates that I thought was really well done. All the side missions didn't feel like tacked on. They actually felt like it was worth it to do. The rewards were worth it. Some of them were a little bit more story driven. That was worth it. It's just a really, really well done game, and I hope the way the game ends, they leave it open for a sequel, but it's not like a direct like, oh, what happens next? So if this is the only time we see these characters in a game, then so be it. But I would love to see more. But yeah, that is all I watched. Oh, I did watch Agatha All Along, the first 2 episodes. Torrin, you got to get on that shit. Honestly, just for Aubrey Plaza alone, got to get on that shit.
Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Okay. Well, you have to watch it because we're gonna review it. So,
no.
Seriously though, Aubrey Plaza in that show, bro. Poof. Also, Catherine Hahn's bare ass Anyway, is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengers on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds. All one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
At Torn Guy on Instagram.
Hell yeah. Also, again, if you want to see my Star Wars Outlaws gameplay, it's on my YouTube channel, just youtube.com/itszenith. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our links here for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.